Hello again, YouTubers. This is Rowdy Beaver 33. I'm here today to I don't know if it was actually a challenge, but we'll go ahead and call it that. I'm going to answer the challenge of Jason Class. He had a great video on what he called his sundries bag, and it's been a while since I've even watched it, so I can't even remember what he's got in there, but I'm sure subconsciously I remembered a few things because I imagine some of that stuff is probably in my bag too, which is, by the way, it's a Sea to Summit stuff sack. Really lightweight. Feels like kind of a ripstop, maybe a seal nylon or something like that. But as I showed you in an earlier video, if you watched my video review of the Petzl E-Light headlamp, I also showed you again a tip that I got from Jason Class, which was to attach a little photon light to the end of my draw cord on my sundries bag. That way, you can look around if you're, in your tent at night or wherever at night, and you're wanting to get something out of the sundries bag, because it's basically the junk drawer. I know everybody at your house probably has a junk drawer, but this is the junk drawer of your backpack. It's got a little bit of, anything that you could possibly need without carrying too much, and that's the trick, because this little dude right here can get too heavy. And I'm sure there's some things I can probably leave out of this thing. I weighed it, and it's over a pound. It's 18.6 ounces. So yeah, it's probably a little heavy. I might have a few things in here that I could probably do without. But anyway, I'll go ahead and shut up and get started on this thing. I'll go ahead and stop. I'm going to lay everything out. Okay, so here it is, all laid out. I kind of like to compartmentalize. That's why you see a few Ziploc baggies in there. I kind of have an illness in that respect. I like to have little things that seem to go together in one little pouch. So I picked up some small Ziploc baggies at REI in Dallas when I was down there for meetings, and I don't know, I just had to have them. It's kind of like my I don't know, my illness for those pinch lights. It seems like every time I pass one in any store, if it's different than the one that I've got to grab it. So I have like 10 of those little pinch lights. Anyway, I'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, there is the Sea to Summit bag, stuff sack that I use. And these things are too handy, and they weigh too little not to include in my sundries bag. One of those little zip ties. You can use those for a multitude of fixes, temporary fixes in the field, but they're really handy. And then I've got my patch kit for my Pacific Outdoor, I think it's called the Ether sleeping mat. It's a great mat. It's about 2 inches thick. I'll probably do a review on it also. That right there is some duct tape wrapped around a little card. And this is actually my bear bag rope that I've got here. And it may seem a little long, but I've had to use every bit of it. Every time I've had to use it, it seems like I've needed some extra rope to tie it off with. So I've got this is just some line that I got from a bait shop, believe it or not, by where we like to drag our camper and stuff. There was a bait shop, and they had this rope, and it's really stout stuff. It's great for ridge lines, for tarps and things like that, and I decided to use it for my bear bag rope. And I've got a couple of black diamond carabiners that I also use for my bear bag, and they don't weigh a whole lot. This, some people might feel is unnecessary, but I actually use, it's pretty much the same as my bear bag. Again, I got it from the same bait shop. Like a year later, they had this thinner version of it, and I knew it was really stout stuff, and I use that as a clothesline once we make it to a place where we're going to camp and we need to hang up, wet gear or stinky socks or, whatever. If we go wash our socks or whatever, we can hang it up to dry. A lot of people say, well, you could hang it from a branch, and you probably could, but that sure did come in handy. We did 4 days on the Colorado Trail back in this past July 2010, and we used it at every campsite, so it was a good thing to have around. This right here is just something that I kind of threw in there at the last minute, and those are the things that usually make your sundry bag or whatever backpack go over the limit on what you want it to weigh. But it's just something I thought you might need, and it's just a little ace bandage, and if you need it, you sure are grateful to have it. And this is my little fire kit. and I've got some waterproof matches and the striker and a lighter and a couple of wet fire blocks in there, and that stuff's outstanding. It actually, even, you know, not only does it burn in wet conditions, it burns better when it's wet. Stuff's amazing. I'm sure you've probably seen reviews of it on YouTube somewhere if you've seen, you know, a few backpacking videos in your life. What else? That's pretty much it. Might want to include, well, no, I don't need it. I was going to say I might include some Vaseline soaked cotton balls or some other kind of tinder, but yeah, I think that's probably good enough right there. What I've got here is, it's actually my signal mirror, and I've got a little cord tip. It's one of those things you get from CountyCom, I believe is where I got it. I got a pack of these, and I thought, you know, it would be bad just to throw one in there. They weigh probably a gram a piece. Also, this little cord lock right here, I got it from CountyCom also. Throw one in there. If you lose one of those in the field, it's not a deal breaker or a showstopper, but it sure is kind of a pain in the butt once you do lose one. And I have lost one cord lock in my life on the trail, and I have lost one of those little cord tips before too. And it was nice to have something to replace it with. Also right here is a pair of tweezers, and then just a spare blade. It's one of those little Swiss Army knives with the scissors, and I use the scissors more than I use anything, and the toothpick that's in there also. This right here is a little, it's actually specific to campers. It's a camper's sewing kit. It's got a bunch of good stuff in there, straight pins, safety pins, some thread, stout thread, and stuff that that you know could need in the field. And that Sharpie, I started not to throw it in there. It's nice to have something to write with though. And it weighed 0.2 ounces, so really lightweight. And this right here, of course, is some crazy glue. Multitude of uses for crazy glue. I actually saw a video, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he was obviously somebody that had been an ultralight backpacker for a long time. He actually had a glue stick that he would, if he needed to repair a hole in his tent or anything, he would just melt that glue stick and drip it over the hole, and it would seal it up bigger than hell. So that was pretty genius, and I might go ahead and do that instead of crazy glue. Emergency, one of those Mylar blankets that you can get pretty much at any Walmart or Costco or someplace like that. And next to it is a Write in the Rain all-weather notebook, waterproof pages. And I've got a Fisher Space pen somewhere, but I can't find it. I think my wife stole it from me. And then here is the Petzl E-Light headlamp. Excellent headlamp, fantastic. I don't have any need for anything brighter than that. We don't really, hike at night or anything, and even if I did, it would light up a good 10 feet in front of me anyway. It'd be fine. And of course, replacement batteries for it, which is another reason I like this lamp, because the replacement batteries are a whole hell of a lot lighter than the AA's or AAA's. And I've got two sets because my wife carries the same headlamp. Anyway, that's everything I've got. So that's everything that I've got in there. If you have any suggestions of anything that I could add to or take away, please feel free to comment. I would sure appreciate it, because my kit for backpacking is ever evolving. I'm always looking for new ways to lighten my load, or a new piece of gear that might serve more than just one purpose in the field. Anyway, I'm excited to hear from you. Y'all have a good day, and I'll speak with you soon. Out.